guys, so we're just cruising, taking the shortcut from Esperance to Balladonia. Normally on the highway to be about 400 k's, and of course if it's shorter and a bit different scenery, something different, that's what we're into. So we just wanted to give you some information, because a lot of people are probably looking for information on this track, what it's like, and it can be hard to find. So we left Esperance at 8 AM from the roundabout at Fisheries Road, and it's currently 9:32, so about an hour and 32. We've done 143 k's, and if everything's correct, we've got 125 to go. So not hard at this stage. I'm just going to put it into time lapse so we get it done a bit quicker for you. But in the time lapse, you'll be able to at least see some of the terrain, what it's like so far. The dirt road, it's been, we're on 30 psi, it's quite smooth. It's just starting to get a little bit corrugated now, but it's not bad at all. Obviously a fire's been through here recently, and it's pretty clear. Interesting scenery, changing a little bit. It's mainly farms down the bottom end, and some old homesteads to have a look at further up this track. So it's starting to get a bit corrugated now, so that's cool. Put it into time lapse, enjoy the ride, and if I see anything to give you a bit more information, I'll put it in there, so keep watching. Alright, so we're about 160 k's out of Esperance, heading up towards Balladonia, around about 100, 110 k's, 108 k's to go, something like that. The roads become, over the last sort of 10 k's, become a little bit more rough. Not bad still, obviously, for an off-roader, for a four-wheel drive. But yeah, a little bit rougher than it wasn't like the smooth highway for the first section. Few little sort of pothole washout type things full of dust, but nothing really bad that would do any damage. I'll give you a report a little bit further up the road. We're now travelling at around 70 to 80 k's an hour, just being a bit more cautious. So if you head up this way, that's around about what you're looking at. So we're coming down to where this first old homestead historic thing is, getting close to it anyway. We're 182 k's from the Caltex servo in Esperance. Right, so it says 500 metres. Well, I think this might be our turn here. We'll go into this one and have a look. There's probably another turn further down. Let's wait for the vehicle behind us. We'll show you a little bit more as we get closer in, but just for your information, about 86 k's down from Balladonia and 182 from Esperance. Right, so we just cruised down this track a little bit. If anybody watching this video, it's a bit like my automotive videos. You've got to watch the whole video to get the information. It's not just at the start. So if you don't know about that, we've got another channel. It's called 4x4 Diesel, F-O-U-R-B-Y, number 4 Diesel, one word. That's all your automotive, diesel, Prado, 4x4, Toyota related information, and this is your Touring Australia information. So if you came out of Esperance, you'd turn left up Parmango Road, about 65 k's out of town. and follow that straight all the way through till you see the turn off in this video. So it's an old homestead, and apparently it's kind of just like they left it, so we're going to go and have a look at it. I'll take some photos and whatever, and show you what it looks like inside. I'll just roll the camera a little bit more for you so you can see what's going on. A bit of terrain around here. Maybe that's the bathroom out the back, I don't know yet. A couple of different buildings here. So I'll go for a walk and have a look at all of those. And pull in the front driveway maybe, kind of, sort of. I'll try and turn so that you can get a look-see.
Route recalculation. Route recalculation.
We have arrived. Let's go take some photos. Kind of a pretty out in the middle of nowhere homestead. You imagine living out here. Right, so we're going to watch really carefully for snakes. They will be very close by and under things, right? So check this out. The light works. That's the backyard, a little bit green down there, so possibly where the water accumulates. Bathroom and toilet. Plenty of flies, that's for sure. The old storage shed. Now we're facing east. This is the front yard where we've parked the vehicles. That's the main house there facing south. Back to the backyard. Alright, so we're going to move on further north up the track. Once we get out of here anyway. There's a lot of tracks out here different ways depending how much time you got to go and explore. That says BALLADONIA Homestead 20 k's. That's probably roughly how far I think the next one was, and I guess that's what it's called. I'm a bit too relaxed to worry about it. Anyway, enjoy the ride. Okay, so I think we figured out that there's another homestead 20 k's east of the first one we were just at, so 20 k's off the track east. This is the track headed down there at the moment. Once again, pretty good condition for what it is and where it is, I think. A little bit rocky and a bit bumpy, but pretty good. So 20 k's it's said. We'll obviously continue the video and the time lapse and let you know the information as it comes in. Alright, so we've been cruising east along this track from the last homestead, so you need to watch the whole video if you want the information. No shooting, there you go. Look, you cross over another track if you're heading from the last homestead. You cross over another track after approximately 10 k's. Pretty well go straight across it. You just got to do a little right and a left, follow the main track. It's fairly well used for an outback track. And it gets a little bit rougher. This part's not too bad, but don't do it in the wet because it is quite deeply rutted in places where people have done that. So we're going to have a look at this homestead. We'll take some more photos and give you a bit more information on the way back out. Backyard. BALLADONIa. Heading back out to the main track to head further north. There's a few of these homesteads around. We've got a plan to see one more. Could be more than one, but at the moment one more. So we're going to head west, back to the intersecting track, and then head north on that. Alright guys, so we're heading back out this track. As I mentioned before, if it's little bit wet, a little bit damp, it's probably alright, but don't come in here if it's, you know, been raining a lot and it's soaking, because it's really going to be wet and sloppy, and the track's already got some ruts dug into it quite deep. Otherwise pretty easy. Average speed's probably about 20 k's or so. So we're just coming out of that and going to turn right and head north up towards, well, this road. To be honest, I'm not even looking at the map, I don't know the name of it, but this is where we came out. We came from the first homestead. We came from straight ahead here, but there's another road that goes north-south, so we're heading north on it. Mount Ragged Esperance Rough, if you head south, that's Israelite Bay. We're heading north.
Route recalculation.
This track here will join up to the main, what was the track called? That Palm or whatever road it was. What was it called? Palmango. So it either joins onto Palmango or Balladonia, or what do you call it? The main one that goes through from Esperance to Balladonia anyway. So we're not on that yet. We're heading north up this one. This one runs in between the two homesteads, about 10 k's east or west to each of the homesteads. So we're headed north. Coming up to the top of this, we'll call it other track, where it intersects to what I'll call the main track. If from the first homestead where you saw the sign, if you continued straight, the track up here on our left will be there in a moment, or a few moments, certainly not many. Side track. We could cut through there. We can go straight. We'll just go straight, you know. We could cut through there, but I think this bit down here is the main bit without being too impatient. And we'll show you the condition of the main road again. Now we're not too sure about in between the first homestead and here, but I'll just take a look over my left shoulder. It's not peak hour traffic out here, but the track looks in good condition both ways. So we'll get going and give you an idea of the condition of it. 4-wheel drive only, service conditions can be hazardous and all that, but I'll say it's in really good condition. So we're going to cruise along to the next homestead, which will give you information on how many k's it was roughly from that when you come back out there, and obviously we'll roll the camera so you can see the entry point to it. So we're still headed north, and we've travelled about just under 30 k's, I reckon. Getting close to the turn off to the next homestead, and there's quite a lot of area that is got some sort of potholes like that, sort of washed out potholes. Obviously hasn't got the rock in, it just looks like clay. It'd be really not awesome in the wet if it was really wet, you know what I mean, really soaked, really slippery. You know, you might get through it. It all depends how well set up you are and if you can drive, but I'd avoid, you know, coming down this sort of track if it was really wet. If it's been a little bit wet, you know, it's alright, a bit damp. If it's been dry and then, you know, a little bit of rain, but if it's really wet, soaking wet, yeah, you wouldn't want to come down here. So we think we're not too far. There's a couple of different options to get into this homestead, heading from the south, heading north, which we are. One is, there's a little side track which we probably won't miss, but we'll see how we go. It's going to be coming up in a minute. And if you miss that, apparently there's another gate. There's been some areas that are corrugated, so this bit's corrugated, white corrugated, but it doesn't go for long. There's just little patches like that, so it's worse over that side. So come over this side. There's that track. That's the one I was talking about. So slow down. Kev, just letting you know we're backing up because that turn off, we nearly missed it. We sort of knew we were going to miss it, but we didn't. We nearly missed it. And we're just going to go down that one. As long as it doesn't look too overgrown, looks alright.
This is off to the left, Dan.
No, mate, off to the right. You'll see me, I'll wait for you. The only thing we're not sure about is how overgrown it may or may not be, so we'll check it out. But it's only probably 4 k's up this track to the homestead, and there's other tracks that go north out of the homestead, and there's another one that goes west which takes you out to the main gate. So look, I'm not sure which way we're going to go at this stage, but we're just going to fly up this track. We'll show you, take some photos when we get there. So we're just reaching the last, I'm sure there's other homesteads around, but the last of the few we're going to be looking at today. Bit of a junkyard back there as well, heap of old cars and whatever. There's an older homestead, which we're going to have a look at in a minute. Not sure if this is the way in, but this looks like a newer building. Well, it did at one end anyway. We'll get in here and have a look. Take some photos for you. This is kind of old, but not that old. It's in old, but it's not complete ruins, if you know what I mean. Almost looks like someone's living here still.